Michael Venezia, head trader at Tradeview Markets. I apologize about not being in yesterday. Had some procedure on my. Oh, there we go. Have a procedure in my mouth. Let's go. What's going on right here? Okay, Coach. I'm sure filled you in. I've been posting intermittently, but I think I'm like something like 7 for 7 for posts. I should be. TTD, a couple of other ones. Let's move on as the market here. Let's look at the main screen. Let's get into what's going on. Okay, Apple reported. Here it is. All right, there it is. All right, so you get the 200-day cushion on some support for Apple. Google's down 2. I don't think anybody would have signed for that one. Nevada up, and SMCI coin had earnings up, down, up, down. There's coin 200-day and 50-day resistance that I always like to short into. 234, 218. I am short some Bitcoin right here. You know what? I am going to short a little more, short 800 more Bitcoin. Now you don't. We'll drive that freaking thing down. Amgen acting well. Carvana, there's the news, still going up. Okay. You know what? I'm not really that tuned into what's going on. SHLS is bullish. Shoals Technology. That's taking a lot of calls here. Got solar. Nat gas highs. You know what? I'm just going to try to reprocess. I would beg everyone maybe to go watch Coach's video and get really a macro sense of what's going on. I'm really just trading, price action and stocks right here. LI breaking low. China stocks were acting well. LI was a stock, for example. Let me make sure I'm on charts here. LI has gone from 23 to 29, back to 27. Good range volume. How about stocks? Now I'm heating up again. How about a stock like Starbucks? All right, trying to buy Starbucks. They're punishing stocks that are not working, that are having poor earnings. Starbucks, same thing. Just can't get a base. Starbucks pretty heavily. Net, another one. You have Apple up, you have Net, which is the cyber stock. Natural gas breaking highs. Tandem, diabetes drug going the other way, opened up very nicely. How about DraftKings? Was up 44, I believe, in change. 46 and change. Had earnings. DraftKings, range, they're selling news. Maybe Apple, you know what? We've seen before Tesla go up and the rest of the market go down. We've seen Apple go down every single day. Here, as the market was making new highs in NASDAQ. So I know Apple's been holding up, but you know what? Maybe DraftKings saw, DraftKings taking, stock was freaking 45, hit a low of 41, $5 range. How about Wayfair? Yesterday morning, fact, Wayfair, this is the open, was 50. This is yesterday's open, 50. It's 63 this morning. There's the chart on the daily. Range, volume, third day up, support's yet to be done. So there's good trading. That's why I'm not really, tuned into. Obviously, we had Powell speak. We had a number this morning. I get it. Stocks like Square. I'm telling you what this type of market is doing. Excuse me. Square. Let me give you a 3-day story about Square. Square. Open down on, let's say this is Wednesday. Federal investigation, well, the practices, the legal transfers, whatever it is. You can do your own diligence. Square was 75. When that news came out, it was $10 lower at 65, near the 200-day. Maybe algos didn't care about the news. It's still above the 200-day. So Square is getting internally investigated. Stock went from 65, bounced yesterday off Powell, went to 60, had earnings this morning. So Square went from a federal investigation, hit the 200-day from 65, had earnings today topped below the 250-day, by the way, at 77, and now it's 71. Price range, you know what? It doesn't even matter. Stocks are having tremendous squares, having a freaking $10 move on how much? 12 million. What's breaking up? China stocks keep going. PVD. There you go. Don't fight the power. JD, first one to go. Goldman upgrade, kept going. BABA, building a base. Huge base. Let it freaking go. I want this BABA to go right back here to 77. All right, so WB, I see, is taking calls in here, right here, on my Jesus feed, talking about China stocks. WB, For those that are interested in calls, don't kill the messenger. Nat gas breaking. I'm in that. WB taking calls. That's the China Facebook. WB, China specs ate some spec flow. So a bull yesterday. Bit more today. WB, let's go to the chart. There it is. Above the 50-day now. Let it rest a little bit. Stock's got it in to make moves. You want a stock that can make a move? Why? How about with some other ones? What else? So WB, they're going into them. Let me go back to TradeGATEHub. WB spec plays. Let's go to the videotape. BENF is stock. Let's go to most active. Here's the most active play. SQQ, SGBX, Apple, Tesla brought it up. NIO, Planeteer acting well, gave a little bit of back. Piton, Amazon acting well, still Para. And one day it's bought out, the next day it's not. DraftKings, I already brought it up. All right, let's look. CLSK near the high. No, that's near the low. I am short put some Bitcoin. Percent gainers on the intraday. There's your playbook. Let's take. I'm not interested in this stock being up 302% with trading 8,000 shares. I could corner the market right now if I wanted to. Let's go to our my parameters on one of our trading markets platforms that I use, Sterling. Minimum volume. It doesn't have 100,000 by now. I'm not interested. Here's the playbook. MI, RDEX, wow, Twist acting well. Tandem brought it up. EBS acting. EBS. Look at this thing. Can't trade them all. There's the volume bar. Traded above the 200 day. At least it's got a net right now at the 200 day. I'm not saying it's going to 30. It's moving. Hard. I don't know what to do. I'm going to wait to see how the indicators close up on late Friday, late today. Where sentiment is. I'm not really sure what's going on. You know, when you have stocks, you know, like Apple doing this, when you have stocks like, you know, even like a McDonald's doing this, a bill, book to bill, which opened up nicely. That's like in the payment center processing, reversing, doing stocks like that. What are you going to do? Chevron. Look at that one daily. 160 to 110, penthouse to the poorhouse coming out to support right at the trend line. Is that going to pull a square? Is that easy? I mean, Chevron's coming down like this, not even getting investigated. Exxon, let's look at the other daddy. You want Exxon here? Here it is. You want a dip? Chevron's taking some cheap calls. Maybe it bounces next week with a little bit of rotation. I don't see anybody stepping out and saying, you know, it's like everybody has a plan. You know, everybody, Mike Tyson thing, who's fighting this weekend, I believe, or something. Or maybe it's in June. I know he's the underdog. Whatever. Exxon. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Everybody wanted the dip. Now there's the dip right at the 50-day. Weekly. Coach might beg the differ on that one. All right, let's look at the charts. 420, market, ribbon, Netflix up, Apple up, pins, Meta, Amazon, Shopify hanging in there, taking calls into earnings. It's a gamble to me. Yeah, maybe I should have bought the double bottom, a proverbial double bottom, when the market was starting to act a little better at the 200-day, 68 to 73. That'd be perfect. A-Lab, Zoom, DraftKings, Uber, Bitcoin. Where are we? I'm short that bastard. I'm shorted. Not a barn burner. Schwab, Western Digital, Marvell, AMD, Nevada. Here's my charts. Net, Square, another one. Baba needs rest. Delta, you know, they're all in them things. Disney's up a half. GM's unchanged. Boeing's down 20 cents after breaking out yesterday. Let things, you know, maneuver. It's a Friday afternoon, and when it's a Friday afternoon, it comes into my mind. Oh, the Wolfspeed. We short that one nicely. I think I might cover some Wolfspeed. 2483 by 800, 2482 by 2000, 2481. I want to cover more Wolfspeed. Look at Wolfspeed. Okay, yesterday, Wolfspeed. This is what I did. My thinking Wolfspeed, live trading, G Money if you're there. Okay, they flushed it out yesterday. Margin, this is the long term on Wolfspeed. It's got some semi in it, I get it. They flushed it out yesterday. Margin called everybody out, was trying to buy it. Once it took out, so by about 10:30 yesterday, everybody was margin, 10:30, margin calls, was margined out of Wall Street, right? Stock closed after a $3 pop. So I shorted some right at the 50-day. Stock went from 20.92 to 25.80. I'm not saying it goes back to 24, but it did have a lot of resistance up here, so I pounded it. Maybe it goes back to 24. That's where I'm going to try to cover it, 24. It's got, listen, bottom line is this. I got levels. Stock went from 20.55 to 25. It's a 20% move on a stock that I know that goes with group. I trade it. I couldn't, look at this VIR. You know what? This VIR, I see this thing creeping up on me. This biotech Goldman loves the stock VIR. Little extended. But I'll watch it. LYV, I didn't see it up, what, 10%. Live Nation. Another short. Live Nation. Look at the moves this minute. Live Nation. It wasn't for 12. How much is that volume? 2.5 million. Not bad. Interesting to me. Not something I trade like 4,000 shares of this, the weekly. Now it has, to me, weekly, if I'm going to do something like this, it'd be a trade only. Maybe I buy it on a dip, but now I look the weekly, it's got support. On the daily, yeah, it went from 87 to 96. Maybe it goes to 98. Usually you think, not for me, past. Something in mind moving up. Futures bouncing, probably at 510. There's the long-term chart on the futures. 3-day bounce, they went up to, you know what I shorted? I shorted the TNA nicely. I needed something. This is my rule. 50-day, big move up. I shorted TNA at the 50-day all this morning. I think I was shorting pre-market, as a matter. Let's go settings, pre-market, 8:30. No, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock a.m. I did it right at the number. Yeah, boom. I shorted a lot of it too. So TNA I'm shorting 38.30 right after the number came out, shorted more. So I shorted TNA at 38.30, which by the way was, I believe, near 50-day. I was willing to do more of it. It was, by the way, I had TNA at the 50-day. I also had the gap, but I had longs. Don't get me wrong. That's why I shorted. I was willing for the TNA to go from the 50-day moving average and the gap at 38.90 to go to 39.4. So I was willing another 30 cents, but I had longs and I was going to double down, if you will. I knew I would get out of it, maybe not make money, because if they kept going to that 39 and, that 39 and a half, my longs would have taken me even higher. And then I would have shorted more TNA. My longs would have made me more money. I would have scratched the TNA. Instead, it didn't go that way. I took the trade off, made decent money off it. What are you going to do? Next. Boom. Next. You know what I mean? Any questions in the room? For now on, LNG. Listen, it strikes in my mind, 11:30 on a Friday, and Kentucky Derby's tomorrow. And reminds me of Coach, first of all, count your not only your pips, but your blessings. If not one, the other, the latter being more important, being blessings. With this type of market, and Surfs Up has posted the earnings list already for next week. We have some movers. Things are moving. So keep some powder, proverbial powder dry. Be aware of, take some cues from, a lot of the bigger stocks being, maybe a DraftKings, a Square, or Starbucks, and Exxon. Of course, Apple, Amazon at earnings, it's acting still well after earnings. So we'll see what happens there. There's always something to do. Know your style. Try not to go outside the box, especially when there's always something to do. It's not like this trending type of market. There's, so when there's a lot going on, know what your style is and capable of doing, and know what's going up. So with that being said, it's been a long week, and I implore everybody to please go to TGH. Where are we? Post attendee, TradeGATEHub. Do I have any questions? Okay. Earnings for next week, like I said, GLD bets. From here on in, everything is going to be about sentiment position over the weekend, planning for movements next week, the hopscotch, if you will, earnings, maybe an economic number earnings. I posted some things here with calls, so it's going to be about calls into the close. I will go back and watch Coach's video, if you will. 2 hours ago. Look at this. Coach posted up a video 2 hours ago. Already 139 views. Bravo, Coach. Yesterday, Coach, 541 views. 541 views.
11 a.m.
Thanks, Coach.
EST.
Thanks, Coach.
I'm
Yeah.
going solo today, so you're stuck with me. Okay, so we had a lot of moving news and the Fed. The Fed was yesterday pretty wild.
Such a comforting,
especially in
such
Japan.
a comforting.
S&P
Coach,
faded
we'll
big
pause this.
time.
What happened?
And now we
Okay.
have to.
So here's who we have next week. I'm not doing much really. A lot of stocks made their move. Like I said, General Motors, Boeing had a nice move. A lot of things are in the danger zone. Let them wash out. Setups rebuild. As we have next week, Planeteer, Arm, Uber, Shop, Disney, Riven, Mara, Sound, Hood, CLH, Airbnb, Affirm, Twilo is even at the bottom of the list. Twilo, Roblox in the middle of the list. It's going to move 10-20% Roblox. It's in the middle. Know what you're doing. All right, Mike VTG. It's been an honor. I will try to do better the next time. Questions, comments, and complaints always welcome. Until then, we'll see you then. I'm in the room. Mike V. My Derby picks do coming up. Even free too, just like TG.